my child. I am your mother, Kamaya.
Sentencing today for the woman who stole a baby from a Florida hospital back in 1998 and raised the child as her own. The reason the biological mother believes she was preyed on. We'll have more on that story in just a few minutes, but first, is it safe to eat lettuce again? Yesterday, the CDC reported the first death in the E. coli contamination of romaine lettuce grown in Arizona.
There have been 121 cases in all, 52 hospitalizations, and now the outbreak has touched 25 different states. ABC 7's Dwayne Lindo joins us now with some tips from health officials. Dwayne.
Well, guys, right now there are no active E. coli cases from lettuce here in Florida. Health officials have tied the E. coli outbreak to romaine lettuce grown in Yuma, Arizona, which provides romaine around the country during the winter and limited areas during the spring. So lettuce on your grocery shelves is not likely to be from Yuma. But the Center for Disease Control recommends throwing away any romaine lettuce of unknown origin. One local nutrition counselor stresses it's usually new developed strains of E. coli over time that causes this type of damage.
Well, one of the things you can do is fill up the whole sink with water and put 1 teaspoon of bleach in it and soak those lettuce leaves in there for 10 minutes, shake them off, dry them in a salad spinner or on a towel, and you would have taken care of that bacteria that was exposed.
She also points to the fact that only romaine was affected. So if you wanted to take extra caution, just switch to another type of lettuce for the time being. Back to you.
Okay, thanks, Dwayne. A warning for seafood lovers tonight. You'll want to avoid raw oysters from British Columbia, Canada, after California's Department of Health says roughly 100 people got sick after eating them. Now, it is possible other states received these oysters as well. Nearly 200 cases of gastrointestinal issues were also linked to consumption of raw oysters in Canada. Lab testing has confirmed some of those who fell ill had norovirus infection. Symptoms include diarrhea, vomiting, and stomach cramps.
Now that sea turtles are nesting again on Suncoast beaches, Sarasota County is reminding everyone how we can all keep those little hatchlings safe. It's estimated that only 1 in every 1,000 sea turtles survive to adulthood. So here's how you can help them beat those odds. Each night, remove all furniture and items from the beach. Get rid of your trash. Knock down any sand sculptures or fill in the holes when you leave the beach. And don't use a flashlight if you're on the beach at night. And if you live near the beach, turn off or shield any light that is visible from the beach.
Certainly some great tips there. Well, it's been sunny all week, so let's head over to Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan for a look at our first alert forecast this evening. Bob?
Yeah, we're going to see if it goes into the weekend. You know, it's been so nice. Everyone's been bottled up in their office and having to work, but the weekend is fast approaching, and when you know it, so are the rain chances. They're fast approaching and going up. A KC Key webcam on Thursday. Look how clear that water is. It's been reported from a lot of folks showing just how clear it is because of the lack of rainfall. And with an east wind, it keeps all the dirt and everything away from the coastline. And it looks like that's going to stay that way tomorrow. Should be another gorgeous day on Friday, and then things do change for the weekend. It's not going to be a washout, it doesn't look like, over the weekend, but we could use it. Get a look at this, the current fire danger coming from the Florida firefighters, again, the Forestry Division. We're in red here in Manatee County, very high fire conditions, and look at the extreme, and that's where we had the fire today in Punta Gorda. We talked about that earlier. They're in extreme conditions right now. Into Hardee and DeSoto counties, into the moderate range, high in Sarasota County at this point. And we are expecting everyone to be at least in the very high category tomorrow. That includes, or the high category tomorrow. That means Sarasota, Hardee, and DeSoto counties will go into that, as well as things aren't going to change much. But we are anticipating some rainfall, as I mentioned, and it'll be beneficial. But there's a double-edged sword there because some of these showers and storms could become thunderstorms and could bring lightning, which would possibly spark some fires. We'll watch how that plays out. The storms are going to be scattered as this low pressure area moves in our direction. We don't expect it to intensify. There's too much shear in the upper levels of the atmosphere versus the lower half, and so it's not going to have a chance to organize into much, but it will bring us more tropical moisture. On top of that, we'll see a few showers and a few thunderstorms late in the day on Saturday and continuing on into Sunday at times. More on that coming up in a few minutes. Back to you.
Okay, Bob, we'll talk to you then. A baby kidnapped years ago from a Florida hospital, now a teenager. The woman who took her and raised her as her own in court today, facing up to 22 years in prison after pleading guilty to abducting Kamaya Mobley in 1998. ABC's Mark Remillard gives us a glimpse into what happened in that courtroom today.
An emotional day in court as the sentencing hearing for Gloria Williams began.
That is my child. I am your mother, Kamaya.
The kidnapping case grabbed national attention 20 years ago. It was even featured on an episode of America's Most Wanted.
I just want to know where my baby is at. I just want my baby back.
Kamaya Mobley, wrapped in a pink and blue blanket, was snatched from the hospital when she was only 8 hours old, taken from her mother's arms by a woman who told the family she was a nurse. Police then launched a massive search for the infant. An anonymous tip nearly 20 years later finally led police to Kamaya. Williams had renamed the baby and raised her as her own. In February, Williams pleaded guilty to abducting Kamaya. As part of her plea agreement, she faces a possible sentence of 0 to 22 years, rather than the possible life sentence she could face if her case had gone to trial. At today's hearing, the man who believed Kamaya was his biological child also taking the stand.
For the last 18 years, she had me unbelieve that I had a child with her.
Saying he still considers her his daughter. Kamaya's biological father saying Williams is still lying to her.
What she has pumping through Kamaya is lies. What I have pumping through Kamaya is blood.
And her biological mother disappointed at all the things she missed in her daughter's life.
I always thought about my baby every day, every day, every day.
The hearing continues tomorrow with several more defense witnesses and closing arguments from both sides. Mark Remillard, ABC News, New York.
The man believed to be the Golden State Killer back in court for the third time today. This time, the 72-year-old hearing a judge's ruling allowing prosecutors to collect additional DNA, fingerprints, and photographs of his body, something his attorneys tried to block. Joseph DeAngelo is accused of at least a dozen murders, more than 50 rapes, and more than 100 burglaries in California in the 1970s and 80s. Some of his victims are now sharing their chilling stories.
The whole time he'd been threatening me. He'd been saying, you know, do you want me to kill your mother? Do you want me to die? Do you want to die? He wants fear, and I knew that. So I just told him, I don't care.
DeAngelo's one-time boss, retired police chief Nick Willick, now recalls a disturbing night soon after he fired DeAngelo when his 4-year-old daughter told him someone was looking in her bedroom window with a flashlight. But Willick says at the time he didn't make the connection. Now he questions whether he could have helped catch the accused killer more than 30 years ago. DeAngelo still has not entered a plea.
The president has been very vocal about his goal to improve border security, but what about the people living among us who aren't U.S. citizens? The president looking to make subtle changes on that. ABC 7's Alan Cohn is here to tell us how to find out how many illegals are currently residing in the U.S.
Jacqueline, it seems like a logical question to ask on the census. Are you a U.S. citizen? But if immigrants in Florida refuse to answer and as a result are not counted, the state could lose millions in federal funding and even a congressional seat. The Department of Commerce says it considered the argument it might deter immigrants from completing the census altogether, but determined the need for accurate citizenship data outweighs the fear of a potentially lower response rate.
The purely political argument of, do we think that this is going to increase or decrease response rates, and what is that going to do for one party or the other, one state or the other, in terms of how that affects future dollars?
So the question tonight at 7, is it more important to have an accurate count on the number of people living here or an accurate count of who's a citizen and who is not? Back to you.
All right, Alan, we'll see you tonight. Thank you. A follow-up now on a legal challenge to the use of red light cameras in Florida. The Florida Supreme Court rejecting an argument that the South Florida city of Aventura gave too much power to an outside vendor to determine if those drivers ran red lights. The ruling preserves the state's red light camera law, also known as the Mark Wandel Traffic Safety Act, named after a Suncoast man who was killed by a red light runner. Still to come in your Suncoast News tonight, a warning for parents, the company that's recalling child booster seats. And a popular movie streaming site brings back a very sweet deal. And a look at First Alert traffic for your drive home tonight.
There's never been a better time to call California Closets. Now, during our Finish Upgrade event, save up to 15% when you upgrade to a premium finish. Schedule your free design consultation today. Visit our showroom or go to californiaclosets.com.
Rugs as Art. You know the name, you know the building, but do you know what's inside? Yes, Rugs as Art is Florida's #1 area rug superstore, but there is so much more. Amazing furniture, accessories, and art. All this and more. Come see for yourself. You'll love our personal touch and be pleasantly surprised by our affordable prices. Rugs as art and more. There is so much more to explore.
The following message is brought to you by Mesobook.com.
People who have been diagnosed with mesothelioma have many questions. How did I get this disease? What are my treatment options? How will this affect my loved ones? You need answers, which is why we offer a free book written by medical professionals who have treated mesothelioma.
Call toll-free at 1-800-777-1366 or go to Mesobook.com.
Since 2004, Embracing Our Differences has used the power of art and education to promote diversity. One way it accomplishes this is through its annual outdoor exhibition of 45 billboard-sized works of art, each accompanied by an inspirational quote. Join us in creating a community that is inclusive for all, where differences are embraced and individuality is celebrated. We invite you to celebrate the voices and visions of diversity and inclusion at this year's exhibit at Sarasota's Island Park.
It's been about a month, and I can honestly say I've seen the change in me. I went from being a depressed girl who didn't want help to this happy, caring girl who loves helping other people. I just really hope that people that went through what I went through get the help that they need, because their story is important and they are loved. Thank you so much for everything.
I can't believe they charged me this much. I don't know what I'm gonna do.
Go to CashNetUSA.com now. If approved, you may get the money you need as soon as tomorrow.
Thanks. Who are you?
I'm CashNetUSA.com. Man.
Apply now at CashNetUSA.com.
Money's on the way with CashNet USA.
There's never been a better time to call California Closets. Now, during our Finish Upgrade event, save up to 15% when you upgrade to a premium finish. Schedule your free design consultation today. Visit our showroom or go to CaliforniaClosets.com.
At-home DNA testing kits are one of the hottest products on the market right now, with the number of kits bought online more than doubling last year. Tonight, a story you don't want to miss. We'll show you how an ABC7 employee who was adopted at an early age used DNA testing to find his family. Tracking down a name took 5 months, but meeting for the first time took a lifetime. And we were there for that first meeting.
I was going to say, I thought that was you guys. Hey! First words out of her mouth were, "I remember you," which, wow.
And DNA kind of cuts through all of that ambiguity and connects you to people that you are related to on a DNA level.
Coming up tonight at 6, we'll have the full story of how Chris Milanese found his family.
Now your ABC First Alert weather forecast with Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan.
Well, thankfully, this isn't August or September, or we'd be talking about a tropical storm or hurricane headed our way. But this is a low-pressure tropical low, tropical moisture associated with it. You can see the rotation and circulation. Right now, it's kind of a line moving east to west. But back here, there's a little bit more rotation, and that's heading toward the Bahamas. It'll be into Florida, it looks like, by the weekend. And unfortunately, it's going to bring us some rainfall for planting. But good news is that we're going to get some rain. We need it for our lawns and to lessen the fire danger here along the Suncoast. You'll notice there's a little bit more southerly component, too, to these clouds, although it's generally out of the east. And that push of moisture and tropics will make it feel a little bit more uncomfortable tomorrow afternoon as that humidity bounces back a bit here along the Suncoast from Manatee County southward. Again, we are looking at generally fair conditions here. Near 90 on Friday. We'll see another sunny day. Should be beautiful. Increasing rain chances for the weekend due to that low. And then we will see rain chances lingering a bit as this cold front that's been so active over the central United States, bringing tornadoes, flooding problems, and also severe weather. Hail as large as tennis balls. Well, that front is headed our way. It's going to weak, but it's going to pull up stationary right near us, and that will keep us with a little bit of a rain chance, I think, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Now, there is a chance for thunderstorms, and that's not the best of news. I know it will help our fire danger if we get rain, but if we get some thunderstorms that are isolated, a lot of times during this time of year, that can cause fires. And with the area so dry, that will be a problem. No tornado problems, though, as we're not expecting any kind of rough weather in terms of tornadic activity. Look at all this dry air around. That's what it's got to battle on Friday. That dry air will stick around through Friday, most of Saturday morning. So I think we won't get the rain until Saturday afternoon, Saturday night, and then Sunday scattered about. As far as showers go right now, it's down near the Keys, also over the Bahamas. Not the best weekend for folks traveling to the Bahamas. I know a lot of people do that. But it's going to be kind of a wet weekend. And there's that front now, which is slowly advancing to the southeast. Not much going to be left to it as it reaches us, but just enough instability in the atmosphere to bring us a chance for a few showers Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Right now, this is what's been so nice. The humidity, 35%. That's really nice for humans. Bad news for fires. In fact, fires that do develop don't have much to hold them back with that low humidity. East winds are east-northeast at 9. This is from Myakka, and you can see we have a nice shot there. 91 degrees, the high today, so it did warm above average, well above it, as expected. Yesterday was 90, today 91. We'll be close to 90 again tomorrow. 95, the record set back in 1990. So tomorrow's forecast, a little bit warmer start, too. Upper 60s to right around 70 degrees, and then we'll warm by midday around 84 degrees, and then anywhere from mid-80s near the beaches, low 90s inland, places like, again, Highlands County, Hardee, DeSoto counties will all be getting close to 90 degrees. Nationally, big story again following this frontal boundary, some severe weather possible with it, and the area of low pressure now moving through Kansas, the Northeast, really warming up today, and will continue to do so. Well, the Futurecast is showing this area of heavy storms here. Now, you'll see that kind of disappear in one of these frames. That's because that model, which only runs for about 24 hours, doesn't go out that far. But then we have another model taking it over, pushing that rain in our direction. I noticed on that last frame a little bit more explosion of those storms, so we'll have to watch this pretty closely. I think it will bring us some rainfall, and some of those storms could contain some lightning at this point. East winds turn to the north tomorrow. We'll start off at 5 to 10, end up with 15 late in the day. A moderate chop on the bays and inland waters. Well, the forecast looks like this for the next 7 days. Nice tomorrow, lots of sunshine, increasing clouds in the afternoon with a good chance for scattered storms Saturday afternoon, Saturday night. Sunday, a mix of clouds and sun with some showers and storms around at times, more showers than anything. And then a slight chance for showers for the remainder of the work week from Monday through Thursday. Back to you.
Okay, thanks, Bob. Time now to check your first alert traffic for the drive home. An accident is causing a lot of backups on the interstate tonight. The north and southbound lanes of I-75 are slow going, stretching from the University Parkway exit all the way down to Clark Road. Scott?
Thanks, Jacqueline. General Electric is warning its now closed mortgage business could file for bankruptcy if it loses one of several lawsuits. GE shut down WMC back in 2007 after the market for lending to risky borrowers collapsed. But the business still faces legal trouble, including 4 investor lawsuits and a Justice Department investigation. The investors who are suing claim WMC misrepresented the quality of the mortgages it sold, and they're demanding WMC buy those mortgages back. Even if WMC files for bankruptcy, GE may still be responsible for the mortgage unit's legal problems.
A warning tonight for parents. Over 100,000 booster seats have been recalled for their risk to infants during a crash. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration says some of Harmony Juvenile's Big Boost Deluxe booster seats may cause excessive force to a restrained child's chest. Harmony now working on a fix.
$10 a month can once again let you see a movie a day. MoviePass bringing back the plan after pulling that deal off its website last month. It had been replaced by a plan that let subscribers see just one movie a week. The company admits it has been losing money since last August.
Well, some interesting stats from Hulu. South Park is its most popular show, with subscribers watching an average of 135 hours of the Comedy Central cartoon last year. Since Hulu added ER to their site 2 months ago, more than 35,000 people have watched all 331 episodes of that medical drama. Hulu's original content also doing well, as they announced A Handmaid's Tale is being renewed for a 3rd season. Scott, talk about binge watching.
Who has the time to watch 331 episodes?
I don't even know.
Oh my gosh. All right. Good series, though. Entertainment news is next.
There's never been a better time to call California Closets. Now, during our Finish Upgrade event, save up to 15% when you upgrade to a premium finish. Schedule your free design consultation today. Visit our showroom or go to CaliforniaClosets.com.
If you're only hungry for a slice of apple pie, why buy the whole pie? And you certainly wouldn't want to pay for an all-you-can-eat buffet. So if you don't use your cell phone that much, why get charged for a plan that's too big or even an unlimited plan? Luckily, there's still a wireless company that shares your values. Welcome to Consumer Cellular. Our average customer pays about $25 a month for everything they need. Many pay even less, as plans start at just $15 a month. You'll get a straightforward bill that's easy to understand with no surprises and all the attention you deserve from our friendly customer service team. No wonder Consumer Cellular has received the J.D. Power Award for highest customer service 4 times in a row. Plus, if you're an AARP member, you'll receive special discounts. It's easy to switch. You can even keep your phone and your number. So stop paying for more than you need and start your 30-day risk-free trial today. Call 800-457-2317, go online, or visit a Target store today.
I love taking care of my mom. It wasn't easy at first. She learned how to better communicate her needs.
And you learned how to not ignore yours.
I discovered how to make healthier meals.
And I discovered how much I enjoyed them.
Becoming a caregiver is a learning experience for everyone. Find articles, tips, and tools from experts and others who have been in your place. The Caregiving Resource Center at aarp.org/caregiving.
Tomorrow at 4 on Suncoast View. Trees are an incredibly important part of our planet. I'm Stephanie Roberts. On Suncoast View, we'll celebrate Arbor Day with the City of Sarasota. Find out how you can get a free tree to help create an urban canopy. Comic books are an important part of a science and technology education. We will learn how. Plus, must-see movies coming out in May, and Brio Tuscan Grill joins us in the kitchen. Tomorrow at 4 on Suncoast View.
My first job was in sports, and I was so thrilled just to be working in this business. I simply love covering this area. It has been my home for more than 40 years, and now it's wonderful that I can raise my family here as well. I'm Scott Dennis, and I'm here for you.
There's never been a better time to call California Closets. Now during our Finish Upgrade event, save up to 15% when you upgrade to a premium finish. Schedule your free design consultation today. Visit our showroom or go to californiaclosets.com.
Prosecutors in the Bill Cosby trial want the judge to delay releasing any jurors' names.
Cosby was convicted last week of aggravated indecent assault for drugging and sexually assaulting Andrea Constant. Prosecutors say they do not want the jurors' names released at all, but if the judge does release those names, they want him to allow for a cooling off period so jurors can return to a semblance of normal life. The judge is currently considering a request from various media outlets to release names immediately. Now, Bill Cosby's wife is defending her husband and lashing out at the district attorney who prosecuted him. Camille Cosby released a statement today saying that Andrea Constant gave false testimony. She accused the DA of pursuing the case solely to advance his career, and she's calling for him to be criminally investigated. Cosby also said in her statement that, quote, unproven accusations evolved into lynch mobs.
A man is charged with trying to extort money from Kevin Hart by threatening to release video that he secretly shot of the actor with a woman in Las Vegas. 41-year-old Jonathan Jackson charged with attempted extortion. Prosecutors say Jackson tried to make Hart pay an undisclosed amount of money in August and then tried to sell the video to celebrity news websites. Hart apologized on Instagram to his wife and kids for what he called a bad error in judgment when word of the video emerged in September.
A man convicted of stalking Sandra Bullock is found dead inside his home after a 5-hour standoff with a SWAT team. 42-year-old Joshua Corbett was previously convicted of stalking and breaking into Bullock's home back in 2014. The standoff began yesterday after police tried to serve a warrant at Corbett's home, which resulted in him barricading himself inside a building in the back of the property. Police say he died of a self-inflicted injury.
Singer Pink is announcing her Beautiful Trauma World Tour that will extend into 2019 with an additional 37 spring dates and one of them in Tampa. A stop at Amalie Arena will be in the beginning of the tour extension on March 3rd, 2019. Tickets will go on sale to the general public beginning Friday, May 11th.
Well, next week is the biggest fundraiser of the year on the Suncoast. Sportscaster Dick Vitale hopes to raise $3.5 million at the V Foundation's 13th annual gala.
Over the next week and a half, ABC 7's Ray Collins is going to introduce us to some of the young cancer patients that Vitale has helped. Tonight, cancer survivor Kyle Peters.
He was a really big confidence booster for a lot of kids going through treatment.
18-year-old Kyle Peters of Sarasota is talking about his friend Dick Vitale. Kyle met the broadcasting legend shortly after doctors diagnosed Kyle with brain cancer in 2011.
He's always been there as emotional support, and he's just always been a really nice person to just be there when you need it.
Kyle and his family have gotten to know Vitale more each year, mostly through his star-studded gala. The 13th annual is Friday night, May 11th, at the Ritz-Carlton.
It was like we already knew each other. It was, you know, he would take Kyle aside and talk to him and listen to him. Same thing with us. I mean, he always said he was a phone call away if we ever needed, you know, just somebody to listen to.
Kyle's mother, Jennifer, says Vitale's warmth inspired Kyle to start his own fundraiser for Vitale at Riverview High School.
He donates all his money to the V Foundation. So yeah, definitely has inspired him and our family tremendously.
Kyle's family has been through a lot the past 7 years, but they say Dick Vitale's support has made it that much easier.
This gala is a really good way of just giving the kids the spotlight that they need during tough situations.
In Sarasota, Ray Collins, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
The big gala a week from Friday.
That's right, and tomorrow night Ray will introduce us to a little boy who has endured 2 brain cancer surgeries, and his biggest wish is that no other kids have to go through what he's gone through. That's tomorrow night at 6 p.m.
We'll be right back.
There's never been a better time to call California Closets. Now, during our Finish Upgrade event, save up to 15% when you upgrade to a premium finish. Schedule your free design consultation today. Visit our showroom or go to californiaclosets.com.
At Tidewell Hospice, we know it's never too late to say thank you to our military veterans. The Tidewell Honors Veterans Program has provided care to more than 13,000 military families since 2008. Tidewell volunteers help honor veterans through special pinning ceremonies that demonstrate our appreciation for the freedom our veterans fought to defend. If you know a veteran who can benefit from end-of-life care, call or visit tidewell.org today. Tidewell Hospice. It's more than you think.